Welcome to Magic Twisting with Reality, and in this video I'll be performing one of my most favourite card tricks, known as the Ambitious Card Routine. This trick is performed differently by almost all magicians, as every magician it tackles the trick in a different sort of way, unique to them, just because different ways of performing it can get very different reactions. Trust me, and it's a very good trick, one of the best out there. And this is one of my personal variations. It is an impromptu sort of card trick. So really it just all starts with a spectator choosing out any card they want from the entire deck. It's just a normal deck and they can just pick out any card they want. This really just sort of stands out to them. So say they went for the Queen of Diamonds, just because that's fairly in the middle. Okay. So the spectator chose that card out at random. Okay, that is his card at this point. There is a connection, at the moment a faint connection, between the spectator and this card. This card is now effectively, because that connection just exists, this card is now just as unique to this deck as that spectator is to the rest of the world. Just as unique. That spectator, the way he clicks his fingers, or whistles, or talks, just something that makes him very unique. This trick is really based around the idea of being unique. This card is just as unique as that spectator. So when the spectator whistles or clicks his fingers, this card, it will affect this card as well. It does seem like a very weird concept. It's really the best way to sort of show you is, just to really show you what I mean by that. So I'll just give the deck a quick shuffle and get their card lost somewhere in the pack. Okay, just really until they sort of feel comfortable, knowing, well, not knowing, but just feel comfortable with their card being lost. Because magically, once they're perfectly fine with it, just like that, all it takes really for them to do is just to snap their fingers, and magically, okay, their card will rise to the top, the Queen of Diamonds. Now that may, get some pretty good, that's pretty good. It's a pretty good trick. It's pretty good. But then what I would usually do is I'd take it up a notch, because I would usually then at that point take their card right there and just place it in the middle of the deck, just like that. And then I'd ask them to place the card into the deck. So they would then square up the deck, just like so. And then I would ask them to click their fingers. So just click their fingers, and then magically, without touching the deck even, their card will rise to the top. Now that's pretty insane. The entire deck is all upside down. Well, not upside down. The entire deck is the right way up. Nothing happened. There's no sort of gimmick cards or anything like that people might originally expect. It's all really just their card. Okay. But usually what I would do is I'd make it just that bit more difficult again. So what I would do is I'd place their card in the middle of this pack, just like before. But then, just to make sure that there's no way for me to track where that card is, the location of it within the deck, I would place this pack inside this pack, and then that's it. I would just place it down and leave it like that. Again, ask them to square up the deck, just like so. And then I'll demonstrate to them that the card is unique to them just by me snapping my fingers. As a magician, it does nothing. Their card doesn't jump to the top. I'll ask another spectator to snap their fingers and nothing happens. But when I ask the spectator who chose the card, the one with the connection, to snap their fingers, their card will magically rise to the top. Now to be honest, I'm not really completely sure how it works. But most people still think it's sleight of hand, everything like that. So at this point I will sort of eliminate that theory just by doing it with less cards, because I'll take about half the pack off, because of course with less cards it would be easier to sort of see how it's done. So I'll do it with less cards, and I'll say, please square up the deck, and I'll square it up, and I'll ask them to snap their fingers, and they'll snap their fingers, and I'll say watch, as it actually does jump to the top of the deck. That thing, that was a heart, wasn't it? Is that the second one? No. Queen of Hearts, Queen of Hearts, Queen of Hearts. Why isn't it in this It's not in this pack anymore. That's weird. Right. This actually classes at the top of the deck, doesn't it? Yeah. Because, yeah, this actually classes so really, if it jumped to here, I'd be amazed, because I put it in that deck. Wow. The Queen of Diamonds, sorry. That's very weird. I put the deck into their card into this pack, and it jumped to the top of the deck, even though it was over here. That's pretty amazing. But usually at this point, after that, I would, well, you know, I like a card. You know, the Queen of Diamonds. I want to sort of show them a trick, but okay. So let's think of a card. Usually I would have gone with the Queen of Diamonds. Usually I would pick the Queen of Diamonds. I'll tell you what, let's think of the Ten of Spades. I don't really see that much. Okay, so I'd start off by taking their card and placing it into the middle of the deck, just like that. And what I would do is to find my card, the Ten of Spades, is just to think it over my mind. Just think over the Ten of Spades. Just think it over constantly. Just think Ten of Spades, Ten of Spades, Ten of Spades. As I slowly push this card in, so just think Ten of Spades, Ten of Spades, Ten of Spades. And then magically, this card finds the Ten of Spades. At this point, I actually have no clue where the card is gone. It's not like the Ten of Diamonds, the Queen of Diamonds. It's not. There is it. Oh, I suppose I could actually just ask them to click their fingers again, and hopefully that brings it up to the top. That's lovely. Okay, so they've got their Queen of Diamonds and my Ten of Spades. So their Queen of Diamonds and my Ten of Spades. And usually what I would do is, well, you see, I would give them their Queen of Diamonds, but I do want to shake it up a bit, you know. I want to sort of do something else. So rather than actually giving them their Queen of Diamonds, what if I was to give them my card? Or what if it was the other way round? What if I had their Queen of Diamonds? I'll try that. I'll actually take their Queen of Diamonds and leave that off to the side, and they can have my card, the Ten of Spades. Okay? So they have my card and I have their card. I have no clue what's going to happen here. I haven't done it this way around before. So what I would do is I would ask them to place their hand on top of my card. And all it would take is for me to wave their card over their hand. And then magically, with a flick of my fingers, my card should jump up from their hand into mine. And therefore their card is now forced to jump from my hand into theirs. So that is my personal variation on the ambitious card routine. If you would like to know how that sort of works, I will be uploading a video in the near future of how I do it. Those of you that don't know, you know, it's a very cool trick. It does get some very good reactions. It's just absolutely amazing. It really it builds up the tension well, and it does sort of build up well. I might not have done it very well, but nonetheless, it's a brilliant trick to know, and it's not that difficult actually. It's a fair impromptu card trick, very good. And yeah, as always, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.